Hey y'all, welcome back to another Lord of the Rings video. I know some of you were looking for a guide for level 50 as far as gearing up, and so I thought I would share with you the knowledge that I currently have, and hopefully that will be helpful for when you inevitably reach 50 and are trying to gear up for doing some raid and instance content. So to start off with, as soon as you reach 50, you can come check out your particular class traders to see if any of the gear here is something that would interest you. This does take marks and medallions, so make sure you've been saving that up by running low-level instances such as Garthik Arwen or the Great Barrows or Fornost, and try to do the challenges in those instances because you'll get a lot more marks and medallions if you complete those. So in Rivendell, like I said, there's Trader for class items. Next thing I would say is make sure to do just a few of the missions. You don't have to do them over and over again. I know some people are not a fan of missions. But right here in Rivendell, there is a mission option to do the further adventures of Bilbo Baggins, and you can barter for a pretty good pocket item, as well as some decent rings. So if you do just a few of these missions, then you can get yourself a pocket item. I never ended up using any of the rings, but it's a quick way to get a pocket item. Likewise, if you're in Cardin, there's quite a few missions here that you can do, and you can also barter for boots and bracelets. There is also the Wildwood Missions, which are located in Trestlebridge, right here to the west of Trestlebridge. You can get these missions from Radriel, and if you do a few of these, you can go ahead and barter for some really good earrings. And these are quite good. I really like these. So if you do enough missions to get a pair of these, then that sorts your initial jewelry problems. One of the first things I would recommend you do when you reach level 50 is head here to Anuminus or Anuminus, which is located in Evendum, and head to this little camp right here. These traders will all have some really fantastic armor sets for either light, medium, or heavy, and some of this armor you can wear pretty much for the rest of the game. Similarly, if you want to barter for some initial gear, you can pop into any skirmish camp and get some starter gear. There's plenty of options here. Another place to get some really easy armor is Gfornir, which is located in Angmar up here. You will need to have book 6 completed before you can actually reach this point, but just from doing Angmarian instances, you'll be able to trade for some decent armor. I found that this armor is pretty good for Redline, for me. I'm not quite sure how good it is for the other classes, but I'm sure you can look it up on the wiki to see the individual pieces and to see if they're worth getting. But this armor is also really easy, since the Angmar instances are also really easy, so this is one way to get a set of armor without having to use marks or medallions. One of the quickest ways to get a decent weapon, and honestly some decent gear, is to run Urug in Angmar. This is a really easy instance you can run with probably 3 people minimum when you're not geared. But it's fine to just run it with 6 because the drops are all unique to the individual, so you might as well have a full party. But there are weapons for all the different classes, and they're quite good. For instance, I got Irocathel from the Dragon Boss in this one, and you can just run through it real quick, and if it doesn't drop, you can restart the instance and run it again. And that's probably one of the best ways to get your early weapon rather than to buy one or to try and craft one. It takes some effort to get a crafted weapon, and they're honestly not very good. So I highly recommend running Urug for your initial weapon. I hope that was helpful. That is pretty much the extent of my knowledge on how to get geared at level 50. I'm sure I missed a few things, but once again, using the wiki as your friend. I know it's not feature complete and a lot of the stats are not accurate, but it's a good way to find gear that you're missing, and also, you know, maybe become a contributor and help fill in those gaps at the level 50 cap that we're at right now. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment what you want to see next, and subscribe if you're interested in future videos. Thanks guys, have a good one.